This podcast is brought to you by Winter Scribbler Publishing, where reality and imagination turn into delicate harmony of scripts and illustrations.
Hello everyone, welcome to episode 5 of Women Love Women WLW Podcast. I'm looking forward to this episode. Finally, I can discuss about a song written by my favorite artist, Miss Taylor Swift. Just to be clear before I start this, I am the type of Taylor Swift fan who went to her concerts. I have been to her concert Raid 1989 and have even travelled to Tokyo, Japan for her Reputation concert. I am also the type who bought her physical albums for myself and as gifts for my friends. And I am also the type who bought her merchandise, which consists of bags, t-shirts, pins, guitar string, hoodies from all of her album eras. So in short, I am a certified Swiftie. You might be asking me why, of all songs, I decided to start analysing hers instead of other artists. Well, firstly, her songs are closer to my heart. I listen to it every day. And secondly, it seems like the lyrics to her songs have been a popular topic over the recent years. Not about the guys, but the girls. So I decided to decipher some of her songs here because I have been questioning and wondering too on some of the songs which was written by her, certain songs. So I have never had a chance to discuss this with anyone in detail. But since I am doing this podcast, I thought why not? Anyway, there have been a lot of chatter in our fandom and even in articles regarding when they were analysing her song. So I thought why not? Let's discuss this here. Okay, let me tell you a bit of a backstory on how I fall in love with Taylor. Like my love life, I too had avoided Taylor. The first time I caught a glimpse of her purple dress years ago on a billboard at one of the bus stops. So that was the first time I caught a glimpse of Taylor, but only her purple dress. I don't really see how she looks like. But I think I've seen her before. I was not so sure at that time who or what that advertisement was for. I only saw her dress and I quickly turned away because part of me told me, please do not look at her. Because once I do, I will fall for her and then I will end up indulging into her songs and eventually finding out more about this person. Familiar much? So what happened is that one day I went for karaoke with my old friends from high school and one of the girls decided to sing a love story by our Taylor. There goes my curiosity. I heard the song, lyrics and melody and then I fall in love with the song. That night itself, I went to search for her in YouTube. I ended up into this rabbit hole of watching her TV performance in YouTube, her performance recorded by fans in concerts, and listened to all of her songs from that album, Sweet Now. And the ones before that, album title was Taylor Swift. If I remember correctly, this was at the end of her Speak Now era, which explains the purple dress poster that I saw at the bus stop. So this era had ended, if I was not mistaken, and the current Swifties at that time were heading towards her Red era. Album was like my first most favorite album of hers, so I didn't think so much of anything except for like some lines in Love Story, which I will talk about it later. Okay, the one that I was enticed to Taylor's song lyrics, which I started to become more curious about her songwriting, was in her 1989 era. This song called How You Get a Girl. You guys know this song, right? I'm so sorry I cannot sing it here or highlight the lyrics here. You guys can check it online. So frankly, during that time, I really don't care about who she dated, the guys she dated, any gossips, rumors, whatever, any existing fandoms. So I was not interested because her songs and lyrics are the ones that made me jump into the Swiftie train. It's her genius writing. I do not know, I was just attracted to it automatically. What happened is that the one that brought me to the Killers fandom train was this song. From the title and lyrics, I was already curious. The one I mentioned earlier, How You Get the Girl. Alright, let's put aside the story in articles that she said this song is for her friend Selena Gomez and her boyfriend at that time, okay? Although the news sounds legit, I still find that it just doesn't fit. Listen, I was fresh and I was analysing from a neutral point of view, alright? Firstly, the story in the lyrics is too detailed. Like, she is telling us, the listeners, okay guys, listen to this. This is from my experience. I am giving you these tips. To make your girl special, have pictures of her in frames with you in the house, place it everywhere on the walls, in the bedroom. there is also this part. Is this even a tip to attract your girl? I ask you, why do you need to go to the extent to be drenched in the rain? Is this a movie? I mean, like, okay, if coincidentally it is raining, we are on the way to our girlfriend's place. Yeah, I mean, it is possible. Something you cannot avoid. Those are the kind of tips that she gave. In the chorus, the way she delivered the song is like she is telling someone to follow her tips on how to get the girl. Like I am telling you now confidently, okay? It will work because I have tried. You know that kind of saying? Yeah. Firstly, I don't understand how she knows this if she has no experience doing it. It is so specific. And why? Why would you write a story for your friend's relationship from your perspective? But still, it's a question, right? I mean, like, yeah, there are people who does that probably, but how could you relate to it? When I read poems, right, I don't even have the view of another person. I try. It's not that I never tried, but maybe I never tried as much as Taylor. But listen, I try. Especially when it relates to feelings and very detailed behavior. How could you feel for someone? Like, I don't understand. See that kind of questions that I have right now? But I don't know. I really don't know. So when I read this in 2020, which is such a coincides with my recent life, I literally could relate this story, alright? These lyrics that she write, how you get a girl. I could relate my life to the part which she wrote. She has not seen this person for 6 months. And she is afraid if she were to tell her how she feels, this friend will maybe avoid her. I mean, like, I decided to do this recently, and I have pictures of friends, but I made this person's picture the main one compared to the other friends in my room. Literally right in front of my table where I always sit. And I literally experienced similar story, which I clearly have lost my mind and feelings that were too overwhelming. And this time I cannot handle it. So I decided to distance myself from her. Now listen, these lines cannot be imagined. I am so sorry, Taylor. I feel like the chorus is like a distraction to make it like as if this song is not to be too obvious about probably her as a writer. I might be wrong. I'm so sorry if I am wrong, but I feel like I can be right about my analysis. Normally when my guy friends ask my opinion like, hey, is that what girls like? If I want to attract this girl to be my girlfriend, is this the correct way? When I was acting straight that time, I would say, yeah, normally. Yeah, what I know is that it is what girls like, but not all girls will like it though. I will give like a generic reply, not siding A, neither siding B. But with those friends who knows my attraction to women, I will say in detail like, yeah, maybe flirt a bit with her, If she is interested to be with you, she will respond to you immediately when you accidentally hold her hands, or she will respond to your text immediately instead of ignoring it and wait to reply for hours, I will give my views with more detail, like I have experienced it before, and more confident, and I will avoid generalizing it. So I will use my actual experiences to help this friend of mine. Anyway, since this song was released, I started to be curious about the way she writes her lyrics, in fact.
This podcast is brought to you by Winter Scribbler Publishing, where reality and imagination turn into delicate harmony of scripts and illustrations.
And because I was curious, I ended up re-listening to Love Story and looking into the lyrics. That was when I questioned myself whether that song is about a man. Is Romeo a man or a metaphor? Or is Romeo the person she is in love with, and she considered herself as Juliet? Or Romeo could be her in this song, while Juliet is someone she is in love with. Right? Questions. Anyway, I love the part, marry me, Juliet. You will never have to be alone. From my perspective, of all the parts in this song, this part is like so obviously written as the core of the whole story. Direct, and it is what it is. Alright guys, we will look into Taylor's song lyrics for other episodes in this podcast. If you guys have any suggestions, do send me a message and I will look into lyrics written by other artists. I am planning to also share with you on how some lyrics are beautifully written for the same gender relationships, such as Secret Love Songs by Little Mix.
To purchase a copy of the second edition of Masterpiece in Your Heart, visit Amazon.com or www.winterscribbler.com. For any feedbacks and questions, email us at winterscribbler@gmail.com.
Alright babes, if you have anything that you would like to share on your experiences with women whom you were or are attracted to, please do share. And if you don't mind me sharing to the listeners in our upcoming episodes, I would be happy to. Thank you for listening and see you all soon. Bye-bye.